Hey folks, Craig here with geektech.ie back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the Xbox One dashboard and its operating system in general. The Xbox One was launched back in November, and we're getting to near the end of January. It's been out a while, and I've been waiting a while to do this review just in case any updates popped up. But there hasn't been an update in a while, so I thought best to do it now and get the review live, because we've been doing a lot of gameplay videos and we want to get all of it uploaded and ready to go. So so we basically just want to do a quick video on the dashboard itself and show off the features it has and a few of the things that, a few of the negatives that it does have and things that we definitely think need to be changed and updated preferably as soon as possible. So this is pretty much the beginning. This is what you'll see once your Xbox is set up, and this is when you sign in. On your left here, as you can see, we'll just highlighted, this is your gamer tag, your name, and pretty much friends online, messages, and gamer score. Basic information is available there at all times. You can change the color scheme of your entire Xbox. So I have it set to grey at the moment, just so it's not too so make it a little bit more subtle. So on the bottom here you have the last 4 objects that you've launched, the most recent apps and games that you've had opened, and here is the last one that you opened or the current one that you have opened. And as you can see, it was achievements, so I'm just going to click on it just to show you. This is it loading up. This is pretty much every app that you ever load, that's how it loads. It just jumps into it and it's always active. So yeah, if I hit B for back there, and it'll just bring you back, and you can see it there. It's basically just running through like it's minimized. So if we launch a game, you can see the game launches up, hit the dashboard button, and you can see it's right there, and the game continues to load in the background. And basically the volume is a little lowered. It's not as loud as it normally is when you click on it, as you can see. Let's give it a sec. And it's just a little bit lowered. So yeah, that's pretty much when you launch a game. It's fairly quick, it's fairly instant, and the gauge starts straight away, because every game that you have for this has to be installed. You can't run a game unless it's installed on the hard drive, all of it, not just part of it or anything like that. So yeah, that's it running there. The snap feature is probably one of the big deals for the Xbox One, so we're going to demo that now, and we're just going to let this start up. Just let that start up there. Okay, we're going to jump back to the dashboard, and you will see that start up now. Oh, sorry. Just let that run. Okay, so the snap feature, once you click on snap, it'll bring up all the different apps that you are able to snap. Now, I believe Skype is supposed to be a part of this, but they haven't actually included it yet. Obviously that'll be updated later on, but again, there was a lot of emphasis on the fact that you could Skype call while in a game, but it's not available yet, which is kind of a downside to it. Because they didn't really say what was going to be available at launch and what wasn't, and kind of was surprised what was available. Another big deal was that Connect voice support isn't supported in Ireland, so that's kind of a downside on the Xbox in general, because Connect is the voice activity is supposed to be a big deal, but the fact that it's in a country that they don't support it in is kind of odd. Hopefully they get support for it as soon as possible. It does work if you set it to UK, but then all your store and stuff is set to pounds. It's a big mess. So so I just pretty much have it disabled at the moment. Okay, so the snap and app activity. So basically I'm going to show the activity here, because this is probably the one I would suggest will be used the most, because it gives people the ability to see what their friends are doing, what's going on around them. If they're just playing a quick game or something, they can quickly check it and see if their friend is online playing a certain game. They can jump in and join straight away. As you can see, I can click on him, I can see him on xbox.com, which would open Internet Explorer in Snap, or open the profile. Now when you're in Snap, you can jump back to the game by double tapping the dashboard button, and then you're in the game. So if you double tap that quickly, you can switch between the two. It's fairly quick, it's fairly straightforward. It does work. The Snap 2 feature works pretty flawlessly. The problem is that there's not a lot you can do at the moment. I think there needs to be more subtle things that you can do, and it'd be nice if it was possibly transparent, like not as big as it is, or adjustable maybe. I don't know. It just seems at the moment it's kind of gimmicky, and I can imagine most people won't even touch it, other than possibly the activity, maybe browsing. But again, I can't imagine anyone would want to browse the internet while playing a game, because technically you can't, because you're actually playing the game. Maybe during like you know, matchmaking or something like that, it might be handy. Yeah, that's pretty much it there for the snap feature. You can hit the dashboard button, it'll bring you back to the main menu, and you can hit this button here and hit quit. That's basically if you just want to end the snap, and then you can go straight back into game and it's full and there's no problems there. Now, one of the other problems that we've currently noticed is that if I do anything on the Xbox, if I go into any app, the game will be suspended, will be still running in the background, and I can go back into it whenever I want. However, if I run a game like Forza, which I'm clicking on now, as you can see, Forza ran instantly, but Killer Instinct ended without any warning, and that's a bad thing, because you could accidentally click on a game, or if you have Xbox voice command, it might get it wrong, and boom, your game is ended. So if you're in the middle of a mission or something like that, it's gone. There's no warning. So there definitely needs to be some sort of a warning to let you know that a game is going to be ending. We know the PS4 supports it, so you know the Xbox should definitely have it. If you're launching into a new game, there should easily be a warning there. But that's pretty much it for this part of the dashboard, which is home. We're going to jump over to the pins here, and this is pretty straightforward. This is pretty much like on Windows 8. All these pins are customizable, and you can have any app or game just loaded here for quick launch, instead of having to go through to My Games and Apps. So not too much of a problem there, but you know, I think size wise would be a nice customization, because all of them are the exact same size. Like Activity, Skype and YouTube, Xbox Video, they don't need to be the same size as the game. Like they could take up the same amount of space as one game could, so you know you could fit more on it and not have to be too big. I know technically it's, you know, it doesn't really matter because it's side scrolls, but like on Windows 8.1 they updated so that they had more sizes for the pins basically, so that's definitely something they should look into. But overall it's smooth, it works, you know, there's no problems there. The last thing on the dashboard would be the store, as you can see here. It does have a few ads here, featured content. 90% of it hasn't been relative to me or anything like that. It's just literally been, you know, just random ads for games that are on the content. This is the store. This is always the same. The thumbnails do change, but you know, 90% of it is the same. Games, movies, TVs, music, and apps. The movies and TVs is Xbox Movies and TVs, and music is Xbox Music, which is kind of disappointing, because it'd be nice to see Spotify and other, you know, companies available so that you could use them, because you know if you already have a subscription for them, you're going to more than likely want to use them, and you're not going to buy a subscription for Xbox Music if you already have one. Games, however, pretty much the store just brings you straight to the store with all the games, as you'll see now, that are available. Anytime you go into the store, it always has search games or use a code, which are the QR codes. I have noticed that a lot of game content has come with like DLC, they haven't had the QR codes, just the numbers. So I'm guessing like in a couple of months or so, when stuff starts to come out more, they will all have the QR codes, at least I'm hoping for, because you know it's a great feature to have, and it's much quicker than entering the code, and you know it's, if you're gonna use something like this, you might as well use it all, 100%, go 100% for it. So this is pretty much the store, as you can see, new releases, games right now. This does need a little changing, because like right now you can't see demos, and that was kind of a big deal. There was no easy way to get the demos. To be honest with you, I still don't even know how to do it. I can't remember what the best way to get the demos was. I think you had to kind of use Connect Voice. I think that was the way to do it. But yeah, it's not, you know, the store's there, it's quick. The best feature of the store is the fact that all games are available on it from day one. There won't be any lag with Xbox Live games, although the prices will be probably higher on Xbox Live games rather than lower, which technically they should be. But overall the store works pretty well. There's no real issues with it. So yeah, there's no problem there with the store. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the entire dashboard as it is. There is no guide anymore. When you hit the dashboard button, it brings you back to this, and you can pretty much access anything. But it does seem kind of rushed, the entire dashboard, because I think a guide was important to the Xbox 360. It wasn't just because they couldn't go back to the dashboard whenever they wanted. It was quick, you know. It was, if you're in a game, you just want to load up something quick so you can check your messages. You don't want to have to go back to the dashboard, go all the way to the left, and then click on messages. That's just not, you know, you want to be able to click the dashboard button and then your messages are right there, because that's what you're going to be wanting to check real quick. But if I'm in the middle of an online match or something, I don't want to hit the dashboard. I have to go all the way to the left, hit messages, check what it was, because it's the same with the notification. If someone sends me a message, I have to go up to the notification, click on it, and then it'll show me the notification. As you can see, these are the notifications here. Again, it's very big, it's very in your face. It doesn't really need to be that much, I don't think. I know Microsoft has said that they're going to be revamping a lot of the friends activity, getting into chat. As you can see, this is pretty much your profile. So this is your feed. And it's pretty much like on Xbox, just the layout has changed. But it does show the difference if someone's on the Xbox 360 or if someone's on the Xbox One, and their profile differences if they're on both. So yeah, it's pretty. I think at the moment there's a lot of transitional effects that they're running into with the whole Xbox 360 still being compatible with Xbox Live, and they want to kind of make sure that if your friend doesn't have an Xbox One, you can still communicate with them. So that could have been the reason why a lot of this is kind of fallen behind in terms of performance and just the layout, because it's not nice. I know with if someone sends me an invite and I join it, I'm still not in it. I have to actually manually join it as well. So there is a few issues which, as of now, Microsoft have said that they are going to be taking on a lot of the feedback that they have already, and they are working on new stuff already. I know Major Nelson posted about it, so hopefully it won't be too long until we see an update that brings a lot of this, makes it a lot easier to navigate. But yeah, so that's pretty much the profile there. You can click on friends. It just brings up the list of current friends that you have online mainly, and then all the ones that are offline, whether or not they're on Xbox 360 or the Xbox One itself. So that's pretty much, it's what you would expect it to be. There's nothing different there between the Xbox One and the Xbox 360. It's just the difference in the layout. There is definitely a few things that they're going to be working on hopefully in the future. You can bring up the messages. I don't think I have any, but straightforward. And achievements. So these are pretty much all the last games that I played here. As you can see, these are featured challenges, which they're like timeline challenges. There's only a certain amount of time for it has to be completed to get it, but it doesn't add to your gamer score if I'm correct. They're just because it would be unfair for one person to get it and another person not to. I think they're just a different side thing to your gamer score, like you unlock things and stuff. So in the game. So this is Xbox One. These are all my achievements for the Xbox One, as you can see. So you can click on, say, Killer Instinct. I'll just show you this now. A few things do take a while to load, as you can see right now, but this is obviously communicating with Xbox Live. So you can't really fault the Xbox. There might be reasons. But yeah, so these are all the different achievements that I've gotten. They've upped this a little bit to make it look a little bit more pretty. Like the achievements actually have pictures now that the developers can assign to different achievements. So when you're an achievement, it just tells you what you've done. It's got a big thumbnail in the background. There's a lot of extra, emphasis on each achievement and the developers can support. So it's quite nice there to see it when you're checking the achievements. There's no quick way to compare achievements though. Right now I'm just looking at my own. It tells me how much I've done, but it doesn't really show what my friends do unless I go into profiles and stuff. So it's really just to show your achievements, and that's it. But if you keep going down, other achievements, this will show you achievements you've gotten on other platforms, either Windows or Xbox 360. These are all pretty old ones. The last game I played on the Xbox 360 would have been Call of Duty Ghosts, and you can see there, it does show the achievements from previous games, which is nice. But again, when you click on these don't have the thumbnails or anything like that. They're just pretty much what the Xbox 360 showed. So that's pretty much it for achievements. There is the game deviewer, which I haven't actually really used at all because I have a capture card, but I will just jump into it now to give you a quick run through it. A lot of the things you're going to see probably are going to be uploaded content from other people, but these are contents from friends. Most of the content that I would have would be for when I got an achievement. What it does is it records the last few seconds of your gameplay just to show what you got in that achievement. So there'll be a lot of Killer Instinct, probably FIFA ones, because they're the ones that the achievements pop easily. So I will show you one here, and this is for Killer Instinct, the original Killer Instinct that comes with Killer Instinct Ultra Edition. That was just getting an ultra in the previous game, and you can see it recorded it because it recognized that it was an achievement. The developers can include it. Now that I think is pretty cool because it gives you a recording of your achievement if you did something cool, and the fact that it can recognize whether or not you did something cool. So that's, it's nice to see that the achievements and stuff are automatically recorded. You don't have to do it yourself, and you can then upload it. The Twitch TV thing isn't there yet, so sadly there's no real way to show that off. But again, there's a lot of things that they're going to be changing and kind of bringing out hopefully in the next couple of weeks and months after launch, basically so they can get the feedback before they start bringing out new features like that. So that's pretty much it for the entire Xbox dashboard. There's not really a lot in it yet because they haven't really, it's not been out long enough, so they don't really have a lot of content to show off. And the reason it's not that big of a deal, even if you don't like it, is because if you were to compare the Xbox 360 dashboard when it launched to what it is now, it's completely different. It's not even in the same league, and it's the same console, so it's not really an issue that there are a few things that we don't like, or there's a few problems or headaches or issues that need to be sorted, because again, they will update it and there will be a lot of changes in the future and a lot of benefit from feedback once it's out. But the best thing is that because there's more power, that the dashboard is accessible all the time whenever you're playing a game, so or an app or anything that you're doing, it's always accessible at any time. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, you can definitely check out all our other gameplay videos that we have, and we've gone through a good few games, all the games, pretty much all the launch titles, and a few games from third parties. So you can check them out and see what the gameplay is like, and check out the full review on geektech.ie. So thanks for watching.